Hey guys, welcome back to my room. This time you're getting a different angle. Um, so today, as the title probably implies, if it's what I think it is in my head currently, we're gonna be talking music platforms. No, no, shoot, that wasn't what I was supposed to. Sorry, I'm used to like video game platforms like Xbox, PlayStation, and then I just combine that with music. My bad. Anyway, we're talking music. Formats. So I guess first we're going to start with my least favorite, and that would be 8 tracks. I guess I have never used one. I've never seen an 8 track player. I've only ever seen a couple of 8 tracks, but from what I've seen, they're like too old to be like functional still. Like I've heard that they're just not good. They deteriorate easily. They're just they're big, they're clunky. They just don't really They're not that good, I guess. Um, so I guess those would probably have to be number 4 on my ranking. Next, I would have to say cassette tapes are my third favorite. I like them significantly more than 8 tracks. I've actually got a few like decent albums. I've got a couple of Billy Joel albums, which, say what you will about old music, I like Billy Joel. And then I've got Smash Mouth's self-titled, which I recorded a video on that over a month ago. I still haven't edited that. Soon, my friends. And then I've got a couple of Rick Astley cassettes. Yes, I've got Whenever You Need Somebody, which is the album that Never Gonna Give You Up comes from. I do like cassette tapes. They're fun to use, and stuff like that. They're pretty small and portable, honestly. They're just not, they don't have the reliability that I need. And they don't sound great, especially on older cassette players. They just don't have that reliability that I need um, from my music stuff. Like, remember how I tripped on a broken boombox if you watched that video? Here it is. It's a really cool boombox. I loved it. But it broke after me listening to like 4 tapes. Like, old cassette stuff just isn't reliable enough. And also, like, I listened to a couple cassette tapes on my Walkman. Where is it? I forget where it is. I wish I could show you. Either way, I listened to cassette tapes on there, and they sound horrible. They sound terrible. I just they're not reliable enough.
Enough about those musty cassette tapes.
Okay, my second favorite, I'd probably just have to say, is the entire CD format. This is what you're going to find a lot of. Like pretty much every album releases on CDs, and you can get like any album pretty much, old, new, whatever. There's no limitations like, oh, this didn't release, and this, like, things got re-released on CDs, and things continue to re-release on CDs. They're relatively durable. They don't fail very often. The players do sometimes, but, like, that's not a super common thing. So it's like, you've got a semi-reliable, small form factor. It's the simplest out of all of them, honestly, but it's like, it's just kind of there. You can get really good quality out of them, but you've got the compression issues that have been heavily criticized in the past, so it's just kind of like boring to talk about. It's just kind of there. Hey, at least it's digital, so you can, burn it to your computer or something. If you still do that, people still do that. Okay, the last one. What I made this entire, like, video for, are, of course, records. Yeah, this is my favorite music format by far. I've got quite a few records. I've been building my collection over the last year or so of my life, and I've got a decent collection. And you know, it's just kind of a neat thing. They come in a lot of different sizes too. Like you've got 45s. Yeah, I sniffed that. I was seeing if it smelled musty. But you know, you got 45s here. And, you know, they're small. They're 7 inches in diameter. And then you've got, like, the 33s. Let me just grab one. You have 33s here, and they're 12 inches in diameter. This is what you're gonna find, like, most of your music on now. And a lot of albums are being released on, like, on vinyl now. Like, there isn't a lot of albums that don't get released on vinyl, just simply because this is what people use now. Vinyl sales are taking over CD sales, believe it or not. So, like, pretty important news considering vinyls are something 100 years old. Like, these things were invented a long time ago, like around 1900 or so. And honestly, now that technology has progressed with record players themselves, you can get some really good sound out of these. Like, vinyl is the closest you're gonna get to the studio recording, because remember how I said compression with the CDs happens? You know what that means? You lose small bits and details of the songs, like very small quality things, but they add up. You know, with vinyl, most of the time you can hear you can hear things much more pronounced, you can hear it, and you can just get some really overall good sound out of them. Especially if you've got, like, good speakers like I do. These are technically borrowed, from my parents. But, you know, you can get some really good sound out of them. Like, here, I'll play you a little bit of, Green Day. My record player is weird. Okay, so there's this thing with my record player. So you can adjust the speed on it, right? But it starts out slower and it, like, gradually goes back to normal. It's really weird. I don't know. If anyone knows what's up with that, let me know. It's fine after that, but, like, if it hasn't been played in a day, it'll be, like, slow at first. And now it's just about normal speed. But, like, you can just get some overall very good quality out of records. Of course, you have to take care of them more than other formats. They're probably the highest maintenance format of, like, all the different formats. Like, they're probably the highest maintenance. You gotta clean them. Like, you gotta make sure you clean them very carefully with, like, a soft rag, like, every time you listen to them. For me, at least, because I've got cats. Cat hair gets everywhere, and dirt and hair and stuff isn't not good for vinyls. Like, that's the thing. With a CD, something gets on it, you just wipe it off. It's not going to affect the quality as far as I know. It's just, you know, it's a digital thing. This is, like physical grooves. So you kind of have to, like, keep those clean, or you're just going to have terrible quality, and you don't want that because records are expensive at times. But overall, they're fun to collect. While they can be a little bit expensive and honestly hard to find at times. It's still, like, fun to collect vinyls, I think. I enjoy it, even though I don't have enough money to do it, and I'm always pretty much broke. I find it fun to listen to them, too. Like, it's just the feeling of putting the needle on the record. It's awesome. They can give a nostalgic feel. I'll make a separate record video. I'm rambling on a little bit, but, that's my little ranking of different music formats. I'd have to give 8 tracks like a 3, cassettes like 5, CDs a 7, 6.5, 7, and records like an 8.5. Just because sometimes records are like hard to find, like certain editions of albums or just albums in general, because the 90s records weren't really a thing, so they didn't get released. A lot of albums didn't get released on record back then, or on vinyl. So, as far as collectability, I'd have to say CDs are probably the easiest, and then records, and then cassettes, and then 8 tracks at the very bottom, just because 8 tracks were so short-lived. They don't still make them. They make every other format except for 8 tracks that I've mentioned. There might be more, but they're so small that it doesn't matter. Like, either way, I like records the best. So, bye. Hey guys, it's me one more time. I was just wondering, what's your favorite music platform? Shoot, I did it again! What's your favorite music format? Format! What's your favorite music format? Let me know. Also, do you collect anything? I'm curious to know. Does anyone collect 8 tracks? I am genuinely curious, because I don't know anyone who does. I don't know anyone who owns an 8-track player, or 8 tracks, so I just want to know, do you collect 8 tracks? I will respond to you in the comments if you genuinely collect 8 tracks, or know someone. I want to hear stories. Thanks for watching. Bye, I guess.